There's more to your favorite game than meets the eye. Every video game has a secret. There are mysteries, Easter eggs, and out-of-bound areas that you were and weren't supposed to find. From old games to new ones, join me as I uncover the weird, creepy, and even the amusing things people have found in games. This is Missing Number. Be sure to subscribe, like, and click the bell icon for more episodes. And if you know any video game Easter eggs, secrets, or mysteries, be sure to let me know in the comments below or through my social media accounts. All of the links are in the video description. This is the last game you would expect to hide a dark, disturbing secret. Race with Ryan is a racing game based on the popular 8-year-old YouTuber named Ryan Kaji. His YouTube channel, Ryan's World, has over 23 million subscribers, and believe it or not, Ryan was actually the highest paid YouTuber of 2019 as he made $26 million last year. He's so big that the aforementioned game, Race with Ryan, was created based off of him. Developed by a company called 3D Clouds and published by Outright Games, Race with Ryan couldn't be any more family-friendly and innocuous. It's got cute, colorful graphics, lighthearted music, and Mario Kart-style gameplay. On the surface, nothing seems wrong, but dig deeper, and something creepy and disturbing can be found. A Twitter user named Tiniest Turtle dug into the game's files and uncovered several cartoon face textures. They seem normal at first. There's one happy face, then a sad face, and then there's another happy face with an open mouth. And then there's this face. A smiling face with stitches across its mouth and X's for eyes with what looks like blood streaking down its face. What in God's name is a face like this doing in a kid's game? It's so creepy, disturbing, and shocking that it makes you wonder what the developers were thinking. Perhaps it's some kind of twisted joke by the developers. Horrified, people online started contacting the people behind the game to get some answers. But in a surprising turn of events, the game's publisher ended up blocking people who asked about it. Others, however, managed to get a simple response from the company saying that they have been made aware of the situation and are looking into it with the developers. So what's the story? The face texture is apparently an unused asset, so it can't be found by just normally playing the game. And one Twitter user named Taney did some detective work and managed to track down who actually designed the face. Taney was even able to find the developer's LinkedIn page, and based on the evidence, it would seem that a technical artist who worked at 3D Clouds created the ghastly face. But why? Well, a Twitter user named NotThatSuperman was actually able to get an answer from 3D Clouds in their Discord server, which apparently isn't active. According to a developer named Tommy from 3D Clouds, the face was a test for a spooky track, but the developer deemed it inappropriate and removed it. However, the face was still in the assets folder, which is why people were able to find it. So it seems like they were trying to come up with content that would be suitable for something like Halloween. Makes sense, but thankfully, they had good enough judgment to know that this was taking things too far. Let's just hope that no child has to lay eyes upon this when playing Race with Ryan. It's common to refer to hidden content in games as Easter eggs, but in Futurama, the game, there is quite literally an Easter egg hidden inside the PS2 title. In one level, called Planet Express, something can be found hiding behind a plain-looking, unassuming wall. You would never think twice about it, but in order to even see the secret, you have to fulfill a certain set of conditions in the correct sequence. This includes things like breaking open Lila's locker with a hammer, destroying a fire extinguisher window without grabbing the fire extinguisher itself, opening a drawer full of wires, breaking a TV, and then collecting exactly 7 bundles of cash. If done correctly, you will hear a jingle. And if you go down a short hallway that connects the lounge and conference room, the aforementioned wall, which is actually a secret door, will open, and inside this secret room is a giant Easter egg. Literally. It's just there, floating and glowing in a dark room as yellow dots, possibly stars, can be seen whizzing by. So what does this alluring, enormous, glowing, enigmatic Easter egg do? Does it contain a character skin or weapon? Does it open a secret level? Or is there a message from the developers hidden inside? The answer is that no one actually knows. And it's been that way for 17 years. The game came out in 2003, and to this day, it still doesn't seem like anyone has any clue about what this Easter egg does or why it's even there. When you hit the egg, it actually wriggles, so it's actually animated and is responsive to a player's action, which can imply that it's not just there for show. Kotaku even reported on this Easter egg, and Easter egg gaming channels like Oddheader have also covered it, but it still remains a mystery. One channel in particular, Slippy Slides, actually hacked the game and control the camera to see what's inside the egg. When zoomed inside, you can see a yellow spherical object which could be the yolk of the egg, and inside the presumed yolk is a mysterious, tiny black hole in the center. Slippy Slides also noticed that when looking at the egg from behind at certain angles, the yellow dots will freeze and stop moving, which also implies that you're only supposed to view the egg from certain positions. Additionally, players were able to dig into the game's script, code, and files, and found that certain words, like Easter egg, Easter door, and PE, can be seen. Presumably, PE means Planet Express. Furthermore, the aforementioned Easter egg words are located near other words, like shower button, which can apparently be found in the Planet Express level. All of this strongly implies that the player can activate a series of events that will unlock the mystery of the Easter egg. And adding to the mystery even more, the game's script values near the word Easter door rapidly changes, but only when the player is standing near the door of the Easter egg room while the door is in view. So clearly, something is going on, but exactly what is unknown. Perhaps one day, someone will finally be able to crack the Easter egg. Call of Duty is known for its serious, high-octane military action, and the latest game in the series, Modern Warfare, is no exception. The multiplayer in particular is fast-paced and competitive. In fact, Activision Blizzard recently started a professional esports league, so it's serious business. However, it can also be a jolly good time. In the holiday-themed multiplayer map, Winter Docks, Christmas is in the air, literally. If you go outside, look at the clock tower, and wait until it's exactly 12 o'clock. As soon as both hands hit 12, shoot the weather vane atop, and something electrifying will happen. Santa Claus is coming to town. The electricity that surges through the power lines seems to be a nod to Back to the Future. And when you look closer at Santa Claus, it's ostensibly Captain Price. And the red-nosed reindeer is apparently Riley, the dog from Call of Duty Ghosts. That game, as well as Modern Warfare, were made by Infinity Ward, and the team probably included Riley, since he was ironically adored by fans, and became a meme due to the way the studio promoted him and the game. But wait, there's more. If you go inside, you can find a cheeky note from the visual effects team regarding Santa, which says, quote, "Santa, we're having problems with the sleigh. We'll need to add a little boost. What time are you planning on leaving? VFX team." And to the right, you can even find keys hanging on the wall that has Santa's name on it. Pokemon is traditionally lighthearted and family-friendly, but if you explore the worlds of the games thoroughly enough, you'll encounter some strange, creepy people, like the Ghost Girls. These ghostly apparitions have appeared in numerous Pokemon games dating as far back as Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. They're usually girls who will appear out of nowhere and will sometimes say cryptic things before disappearing into thin air. Such is the case with the Ghost Girl in Pokemon X and Y. In Lumio City, there's a nondescript, normal-looking building you can enter. Once inside, you can see everyday people on the first floor as pleasant music plays. Nothing seems out of the ordinary, but if you go inside the elevator and head to the second floor, something creepy will happen. A girl, clad in purple attire, suddenly appears behind the player and weirdly glides across the floor with no walking animation as one leg is in the air. She then cryptically says, "You're not the one," before going off screen and vanishing without a trace. After that, the floor is completely empty, as if she was never there to begin with. So who was that girl? What does she want? What does she mean, "You're not the one"? And why does she glide across the screen like that? No one actually knows. What's more, the Ghost Girl in Lumio City can actually be seen again in the same city, but this time in another building. In a room on the 4th floor of a hotel, a girl that looks awfully familiar to the aforementioned ghost girl can be seen creepily and awkwardly standing in between two objects near a wall. If you go up to her and talk to her, she says, "Don't talk to me. If you do, I won't hear the elevator." Not only that, but she can even be seen in other Pokemon games. In Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, she can be found on the 1st floor of Mount Pyre, and she looks just like the same ghost girl from Lumio City in Pokemon X and Y. She even says the same thing, "No, you're not the one. Ah." Now this could be Game Freak just messing with us and giving a fun little nod to the ghost girl that everyone was obsessed with in Pokemon X and Y. However, if you go all the way back to Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, you can apparently see her again standing outside a cave in the desert. She's creepily standing there by herself and she looks out of place. And when you talk to her, she asks how you managed to reach the place and then says, "Did you use a strange power like me? I wonder." A strange power? Does she have psychic abilities? Does she have the power to levitate? Maybe that was her in Pokemon X and Y, and the reason she had no walking animation when you encounter her in that office building is because she was using her psychic ability to float. It's worth noting that Pokemon games reuse character models, so it's possible that these ghost girls aren't the same girl. But if it is the same girl, then that leaves a lot of questions. Unfortunately though, even after all these years, there aren't any concrete answers, just theories, and there are a lot. The ghost girl looks like a Hex Maniac character who are young female Pokemon trainers that typically wear dark dresses and specialize in psychic and ghost type Pokemon. They appear in numerous Pokemon games, and interestingly, according to the Bulbapedia Pokemon Wikipedia page, they are ostensibly possessed in the Japanese version of the Generation 3 games. Arguably, the most popular theory is that the ghost girl is looking for a player with a specific trainer ID, which is a number that the game assigns to players. It's also used for the game's daily lottery, so it's possible that the reason the ghost girl mystery still hasn't been solved for all these years is because someone needs to have that one lucky trainer ID number in order for the ghost girl to do something. Another theory has to do with a secret message that can be found in a train station. In Lumio Station, if you go behind a sign, there's a hidden, foreboding message that reads, "I'm going to go for help. Wait in the usual place." What's more, there's a boy standing nearby, and if you talk to him, he says, "It should be someplace right around here, right?" What is it? Is he searching for the hidden message? And what kind of help did the author of the message need? It sounds ominous. Moreover, what is the usual place that the note mentions? Could it be that the note was for the boy who was supposed to wait at a particular place as instructed? Or is it possible that the ghost girl was the one that wrote the message and that the usual place is the aforementioned hotel room where the ghost girl is waiting? That would explain why she says she needs to hear the elevator. She's expecting someone, perhaps the boy. Maybe the ghost girl's lover, who possibly worked at the aforementioned office building, wrote the message, and so the girl is waiting for him to return at the hotel where they're supposed to meet. Another popular theory is that the ghost girl was a way to unlock a special legendary Pokemon. The notion is not far-fetched, since in Pokemon Black and White 2, the way you obtain the legendary Pokemon Cresselia involves interacting with the ghost girl and using a specific item. Not only that, but hackers were able to uncover 3 hidden Pokemon in Pokemon X and Y, which include Hoopa, Diancie, and Volcanion. At the time, they weren't officially revealed yet, so there were still some secrets hiding in Pokemon X and Y. However, with the game having come out 7 years ago, it's less likely that this theory is true. There are many more fan theories out there as to who this ghost girl is. However, they sound too far out there and seem more in the realm of fan fiction. But they're worth mentioning anyway. One theory is that the ghost girl is actually a Pokemon like Zoroark, who has the ability to cast illusions and appear as a human. The ghost girl could even be an Ultra Beast, who are Pokemon from another dimension. That, or perhaps the girl is a normal human who entered a wormhole, which apparently has happened to other characters before, and then she got trapped in Ultra Space and is looking for the one to set her free. Then there's the theory that the ghost girl is actually the dead mother of AZ, who is a character in Pokemon X and Y. AZ was the former king of the Kalos region and the creator of an ultimate weapon that was used to end a war 3,000 years ago. The theory postulates that AZ revived his mother using the ultimate weapon, but in doing so, made her glitchy/corrupt, and so she's looking for AZ to be at peace. Others surmise that Emma is the Ghost Girl. She's another character in Pokemon X and Y who you can meet after you beat the game. Emma is tricked into being a test subject for an evil scientist and is forced to wear a suit that gives her superhuman abilities. It even allows her to change her appearance. Some of the other fan theories posit that the girl is Acerola, the trial captain who specializes in ghost-type Pokemon and is a member of the Alola Elite Four. When you beat the ghost trial, Acerola says she felt a cold chill down her back. Interestingly, the Pokedex for Gengar states that if you feel a cold chill, that means that Gengar is nearby and that it can steal your soul. It also wants companionship, so that means that Gengar could have stolen the soul of Acerola and then created a fake version of her, which could be the Ghost Girl. That, or Acerola's Drifblim Pokemon used its psychic ability on Acerola to make her levitate and glide across the room like in the aforementioned office building. After defeating Acerola, she also says that she wants to save and protect people, and so she could have been trying to save someone, but died, and now is waiting for that one person that needs protecting. This could also be tied to the hidden message. Perhaps she was the one that wrote the message, or maybe the message was meant for her. There are many more theories out there, but one of the more interesting, albeit least plausible theories, is that the Ghost Girl was playing the elevator game. In real life, it's said that if you enter an elevator and press the floor buttons in a specific order, you will be taken to a floor which opens to a dark, sinister, alternate dimension. And during the elevator ride to this floor, it's said that a woman will enter the elevator, but you must not look at her in the eyes or acknowledge her. Doing so will result in the woman getting hostile and possibly attacking you. So the Ghost Girl could be that woman, or perhaps the Ghost Girl was playing the elevator game and died. Or maybe she got trapped in the alternate dimension. That would explain why she's usually near elevators. However, apparently the elevator game requires 10 floors, but the elevators in the hotel and office building in Pokemon X and Y only have 3 to 5 floors. Perhaps they're secret floors that we don't know about. It's an absolutely dark and crazy, albeit entertaining theory, but unfortunately, these are all just theories. The only real way to know who the Ghost Girl is would be to ask the Pokemon game developers themselves. And so someone did just that. In an interview in 2014, gaming site Kotaku asked Pokemon X and Y's producer, Junichi Masuda, about the Ghost Girl, and at first, Masuda was puzzled, saying, quote, "We didn't put anything like that in the game," end quote. But when Kotaku showed him a clip of the Ghost Girl, Masuda kind of laughed and went, "Ooh," with a slight smirk. And that was that. He didn't say anything else. So is he just pulling our leg? Does he actually know who it is? Or is he just playing along with a mystery? Unfortunately, we still don't have any answers. However, very interestingly, on the Japanese Pokemon website, there's a page that actually features the Ghost Girl. Not only that, it seems entirely dedicated to her, as screenshots and gameplay footage of this Ghost Girl can be seen. The gameplay clip is the same one here, and so it seems unlikely that the Ghost Girl was just a meaningless Easter egg thrown in. If they're dedicating an entire page to her, then there must be more to her, right? What's more, this same webpage curiously shows another screenshot of a different character in Pokemon X and Y. On Route 14, there is a haunted house, and inside is a man who tells you a scary story. It doesn't seem to relate to the Ghost Girl, but after the story ends, the mysterious man will ask you for a tip. Many players naturally refuse to give him any money since he didn't do anything but tell a story. However, he cautions that if you don't tip him, you might see something really scary. Is that why she appears? If that's supposed to be the scary thing that players see, then it appears to have been a success, since many players have been spooked by the Ghost Girl ever since. But adding to the mystery even more is that when the man tells you the scary story, he mentions that the person in the story sees a horde of faceless men. The use of the word horde is very interesting, since Pokemon X and Y did allow you to face off against 5 Pokemon at the same time, i.e. a horde of Pokemon. However, there are no horde Pokemon that resemble a faceless man. One theory suggests that the men are actually the legendary Pokemon Zygarde, who has exactly 5 black spines that point upward. These black spines could be the faceless men. Elsewhere on the aforementioned Japanese Pokemon webpage, Kotaku notes that it mentions that you can only see the Ghost Girl once, and through Google Translate, the words joy and dream are mentioned a few times. This is noteworthy, since according to the Pokemon Wikipedia page, the Pokedex for the aforementioned Pokemon, Cresselia, says, quote, "Those who sleep holding Cresselia's feather are assured of joyful dreams. It is said to represent the crescent moon," end quote. so the word joy and dream are also mentioned there, which means Cresselia could be the key to unlocking the mystery of the Ghost Girl. Perhaps you have to give Cresselia to the Ghost Girl, or offer a specific item like Cresselia's feather in order to be the one. And again, in order to get Cresselia in Pokemon Black and White 2, you have to talk to a different Ghost Girl and use a specific item, so there is a connection here. It's also possible that you have to encounter the Ghost Girl at a specific time or day to trigger an event. Some games do this, so it's not uncommon. Of course, it's also entirely possible that the Ghost Girl is simply just a fun little Easter egg that was never meant to be more than anything else. Or maybe the Ghost Girl is cut or incomplete content. A YouTuber called The Gamer from Mars theorizes that in addition to Pokemon X and Y, there was supposed to be a third game called Pokemon Z. Usually, there's a third enhanced version that gets released after the first two games come out. For example, after Pokemon Red and Blue came out, there was Pokemon Yellow, and after Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, there was Pokemon Platinum, which was an enhanced version of Diamond and Pearl. However, Pokemon X and Y never got a third version, so it's possible that the Ghost Girl was supposed to be in Pokemon Z, and that she was going to be fleshed out in that game. As for proof that this non-existent Pokemon Z game was actually supposed to be a thing, we can point to the 19th season of the Pokemon anime, which is titled Pokemon the Series XYZ. Furthermore, an item called the Z-Ring shows up in the Generation 7 Pokemon games. With the Ghost Girl seemingly appearing in different Pokemon games, Game Freak could be building up to something big that spans across multiple titles. Though, then again, it's hard to imagine that something will happen after all these years. I guess maybe we just have to wait and see. But for now, the Pokemon XY Ghost Girl still remains a mystery. What other secrets lie out there? If you know any more gaming mysteries or Easter eggs, let me know in the comments below. You can also contact me through any of my social media accounts, or you can email me at missingnumbermystery@gmail.com. Additionally, you can check out my other YouTube channel called The PK Paul Show, where I cover gaming news. And if you like to hang out with me and watch some fun gaming streams, you can catch me on Twitch at PK Paul. All of the links are in the video description, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more episodes of Missing Number.